there, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Get Your Ass Up and Move Fitness and Nutrition podcast. I am your host, Peter Gay Barrett with Barrett Fitness. And on this podcast, we discuss fitness, nutrition, overall health, and overall well-being. Today, our guest will be focusing on nutrition, you guys. I have a soon-to-be Dr. Chisom Okoli. Hi, soon-to-be Dr. Chisom.
Hi, Bert. Thank you for having me on your platform. I'm excited first to talk about nutrition because it's essential. It's an essential part of our living every day. So I'm really excited.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you have a bachelor's in nutrition, a master's, a PhD. Tell us a little bit about you.
Okay, so my name is Chisom Okoli. I have a bachelor's in nutrition and dietetics from Nigeria. I came over to the US. I did my master's in nutrition and exercise physiology from University of Missouri, Columbia. And I was like, oh, I don't think I've gotten enough from nutrition. I would want to be a doctor in it. So currently I'm pursuing my doctorate in nutrition at University of Georgia, Athens.
How long do you have left before you finish your doctorate?
Let's say 2 years. I'm in my second year. So hopefully, fingers crossed, in the midst of COVID,
Okay, 2 years. Okay. So it sounds like you're from Nigeria?
Yes, I am.
Yes, amazing. Love it, love it, love it. What motivated or inspired you to pursue nutrition?
So growing up, I've always been on the big side. I have experienced, obesity as an adolescent and even in my teenage years. And I tried so many things in order to lose weight. And sometimes I lost weight, but I always had this quick rebound on my weight. And I was kind of in a helpless state on what to do, know what to do. And, trying to figure out the trajectory of my life. Mm-hmm. I came across nutrition. I was like, wow, what does nutrition entail? I looked at nutrition and I found out that I could learn a lot about food because I love food. I can't deny the fact that I don't like food. But I felt that I could, gain one or two things on how to have a healthy relationship with food. Mm-hmm. I got into studying nutrition, and I think that's one of the best decisions I've made because I can probably say I love food, but I love food in such a way that we had a healthy relationship. So it's not a relationship of starvation. It's not a relationship of hatred of, I won't eat this, I won't eat that. No, me and food, we are friends. We're going to be friends for life. And it's just having that healthy relationship and knowing that if we, work on the same level, just like working in an organization, I do my best knowing what to put into my mouth and how much to put into my mouth. Mm-hmm. I would be in a good state of mind.
Right. Well, don't feel bad about the fact that you love food. I love food. And I will preach and say that every day. We need food to sustain us, right? Mm-hmm. Every aspect of our being, we need food. We need food for healthy hair, for healthy skin, for mindset, for energy. We have to have food. But like you said, what's important is because we know we have to have it, is to have that great relationship with it, right? Mm-hmm. Knowing when to eat, how much to eat, and how to control yourself.
Yes. That was what I learned when I began my professional journey as a nutritionist. So I was like, okay, I could still have my ice cream, but how much ice cream do I have to have? Do I have to have it every day?
Right.
Or should I totally keep it away from my diet? And I found out that, sometimes when you just totally say, oh, I'm not taking this for the rest of my life, the cravings will still come because somehow your cells have been made to crave for that when you were taking it. When that craving comes and you haven't learned the act of self-control, or you haven't learned the act of accepting that you have to, quench that crave, but in one way, then sometimes we just go overboard. And that's when we begin to experience rebound. And that's what I experienced before I studied nutrition. I would eat something, I would starve, I'll be like, oh, I don't want to eat this for some time, or I shouldn't eat carbohydrate, or I shouldn't eat biscuits. I'm going to, just eat only veggies. And after that, I get hungry, and in the middle of the night, I'm snacking on something I shouldn't snack on.
Right.
Now, things are better. I haven't gotten maybe to my desired weight on it, and I know my life now, it's far better than
what it was before. You know what you know about nutrition now, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And another Chisom, another thing that I always preach is the occasional dessert is not what causes obesity and diabetes. It's the every single day on a habit, right? If you are on vacation and you feel for some ice cream, or you're out with friends and you feel for a glass of wine or whatever, that's not the thing that's going to hurt us. It's doing it every single day, because we all know what's right or wrong, right?
Yes, it's doing it every single day, and the quantity,
the amount.
The amount someone is taking. It doesn't hurt once in a while to put in those things and make yourself happy.
That's right. Just a piece.
So that you wouldn't see someone, it's funny, so that you wouldn't see someone that's maybe taking an ice cream, and maybe you're stabbing yourself an ice cream, and you see someone taking it, and you're like so jealous. Person's taking an ice cream.
Right. And then that puts you in that, that unhealthy state of mind, wanting something, and just knowing that, oh my God, I'm just keeping it away from myself. And because it's all about overall health, right? You can't be completely happy if you have a taste every once in a while for something sweet or something savory, and you don't do it every once in a while. It's not going to hurt you. So next question is, if I had to choose, Chisom, I had to choose. This is not an option. I know they go together. But if I had to choose between diet or nutrition and exercise, which would you say is most important? I have to choose. I think one just have a little bit more power over the other one, slightly.
Well, I think so, because I recently came across a paper, and I actually have a blog where I write like scientific stuff, and I was on it to post it soon. My blog is nutrientdoctor.com, and there's a paper that was recently published, and they said that obese people had lower mortality rates compared to those that were slim. And do you know why? Because they were on a Mediterranean diet. To help our listening audience understand what I'm talking about. A Mediterranean diet is a diet that advocates that you eat foods that are rich, that are nutrient dense, fruits, vegetables, whole grain, like your oats, your brown rice, your millet, your sorghum, whole grain cereals. Then also eat fish, poultry, and have healthy fats like nuts, olive oil, avocado oil, and the rest. So they found out that people that were obese and were eating that kind of diet had low mortality rate compared to people that were slim and were just eating anyhow. Why did I bring this up? So I feel nutrition is it's when you're to weight on the scale of preference, I think nutrition is on a higher scale compared to. I think exercise backs up what you are eating.
Exactly.
You are eating. So exercise, like, is how like that. Where I come from in Nigeria, they call it jara. That means it's an addition.
That's right.
A healthy eating lifestyle. Nutrition is on the topper scale, is on a higher scale than that of exercise.
Right. And that's
study.
That's the point I was trying to get to, right? You can't run off a bad diet, right? But like you said in your study, that Mediterranean diet, which is mainly the diet that I choose to stick to. I'm a pescatarian, love my seafood, and I love my quinoa, and I love my brown rice, and I love my oats, all those carbs. I love that stuff, right? So if I choose to go a month without exercising, I think I will probably be okay because of my diet, and because I think nutrition and diet probably just a little bit above exercising. They go hand in hand, like you say. It backs it up. It's the cherry on top, right? That's going to give you that frame and figure that you're looking for. But what you put into your inside, that's what's going to keep you healthy and give you energy and keep you fit, right?
Yes, yes, yes. The study is amazing. I would share it on my blog, and you know, I just hope people would appreciate reading more and read it. Because I was like, okay, it totally makes sense, because even if you're on a Mediterranean diet, you wouldn't be so hard on yourself to lose weight, because naturally, if you're on the bigger side and you want to lose weight, you kind of lose weight, because if you're for lunch, you have like a carb sauce, which is whole grain, have a protein sauce like poultry, or even red meat, maybe lean red meat,
That's right.
saturated fats in it. Then have like your veggie, then have like, you know, a fruit to supplement yourself. But eating a nutrient dense food without having to load up on the calories that as excess fat, because the food is high in fiber, the food is high in vitamins and minerals that would help the body burn energy.
That's
and
right.
keep you active and, you know, well.
So what's your opinion on carbohydrates? Carbohydrate gets such a bad rep, right? In my opinion, it gets such a bad reputation. I'm going to go ahead and put it out there, soon to be doc. I love my carbohydrates, but I know not all carbohydrates are created equally. What do you tell a novice about carbohydrates and how to intake carbs?
Okay, so first of all, I explained this on my blog, and I always want people to know that there are different types of carbohydrates. So we have the simple, we have the simple carbohydrates, and we have the complex carbohydrates. The simple carbohydrates are divided into two. In order not to bore you with chemistry, we have the monosaccharide, we have the disaccharide. Well, examples of that are those we find in our table sugars, our fruits, the milk, the maltose, like if you drink malted Guinness like me, or water. Then the complex carbohydrates are the ones that we find in the whole grains. So why it's called complex is because the body takes time to break it down than the simple. So when you eat a complex carbohydrate, the body breaks it down into the simple. So what does this mean? When you're eating a food that is high in complex carbohydrates, you tend to feel fuller for a long time. And those carbohydrates are being considered the good carbohydrates. Right. Not simple, it's bad. It's just that sometimes we might tend to overload on the simple them. Let me give an instance. You might get hungry and you might take, like you might say, okay, rather than me eating rice with beans, maybe you can afford meat, or maybe rice and meat, let me drink Coca-Cola, you know. But someone might drink one Coca-Cola, and after like 31 hours, you're already feeling hungry. And the truth is that maybe the body hasn't used up that whole Coca-Cola at that time that you're hungry, especially if you aren't physically active. Like maybe you work in an office where you have to sit on a chair for a long time. This is so different from someone that is a laborer. So I'm talking for people that have a sedentary lifestyle. Right. You find out that you get hungry after like 1 hour and the body hasn't finished making use of that Coca-Cola, which you won't know. Right. Then you decide to say, okay, let me load up on, you know, other kind of things like chips, rice. Because the body hasn't finished making use of that Coca-Cola. Even when you then decide to eat that complex carbohydrate at that time, the excess of it, the body turns it into fat. So what I'm trying to say is that carbohydrates is not bad. It's just that we are being encouraged, and science has shown that it is better to eat the complex carbohydrates because those ones will benefit you on the long run. They will keep you fuller for like maybe 2 hours before your next meal or before you snack, which is, and you don't tend to give your body sugar rush. Right. The body, you know, breaks it down little by little, little by little, little by little. And if you eat it moderately, in a moderate amount, there won't be room for the body to store excess as fat. Carbohydrate is not bad. You should, I have to share this. I'm not I have no problem with people that do keto diet. But there was a time I tried, like, because sometimes I use myself as a guinea pig. I was like, okay, let me try this keto diet. And I tried it and I couldn't thrive. Maybe people were telling me that if I continue, that after some time my body gets used to it. Possible, yeah. But I wasn't myself. First of all, like, I was just agitated all over me.
But what a lot of people don't understand is that carbohydrate is really brain food. If you're feeding your brain with nothing but fats, then you know what I mean? Your body, your brain, first of all, don't know what to do with that. And then the carbohydrate that you refer to, the complex carbohydrate, they are filled with nutrients. They're nutrient dense. They have stuff like fiber. And we all know fiber help to clean the body out, help to keep the colon clean, help to prevent colon cancer, and that's just to name one thing, right? So like you say, it's the types of carbohydrates that we consume and what it does to the body. Carbohydrates is not all that bad. Your fruits and your vegetables, your complex carbohydrates is what we need, is what I'm hearing you say, right? And not the simple sugar, the table sugar, and the fructose and the galactose and the sucrose and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. So in summary, what I'm saying is that the complex carbohydrates are preferable. It's cannot take the simple carbohydrates, but those should be taken on rare occasion,
in small amounts,
or in small amounts. We shouldn't make it the main meal. Yes, that's
right.
Yeah, we shouldn't make it like the main meal. It doesn't like the main meal, like taking maybe cookies with soft drink or with soda as a meal. No, we shouldn't make it the main meal. Before you go to simple sugars as the main meal, first of all, load yourself with complex carbohydrates.
Right.
Load yourself with complex carbohydrates, and after some time you feel that, oh, you're still hungry, then you could take in the simple sugar. Don't make the simple carbohydrates the main meal. That's because if you make it the main meal, you might overload on it, and the body will turn the excess to fat. It doesn't waste time.
Right. What's your opinion on supplementation? Do you think we need to do supplements?
Well, it depends on the state that you are in. Like, I'm a lactating mom. I'm nursing currently, and when I was pregnant, I had to take supplements to, boost up my stores.
Yep. You have to. You're feeding for 2 now, right?
Yes, especially my iron store and folic acid. I'm also nursing. I'm still on my supplements, but I don't do that. I don't do it as much as when I was pregnant. It depends on.
So what about just a regular person? For me, I am on a pescatarian diet. That's how I eat, right? I exercise and I think I eat fairly healthy. Do you think I need a supplement?
Well, it depends on also your diet. So it depends on your state and it depends on your diet. So if you're eating wholesomely, if you're eating fresh foods, if you're eating food, if you cook your foods, because it's not eating the fresh food that also matters. The way we cook our foods also matter. If you cook your food in a way to retain the nutrients in them to a very good standard and to prevent nutrient loss, have a minimal nutrient loss. If you prepare your food that way, I don't think you need supplement.
So for example, broccoli is a good example of that, right? Like if you're steaming your broccoli, you're probably going to preserve a lot of the nutrients rather than if you like boil it in water, right?
Yes. So thank you for highlighting that. So that's an example of a cooking method, because if you boil your broccoli in water, some of the water-soluble vitamins and even some minerals will leach into the water, and you will discard the water. So, people, if you want to steam your vegetables, it's either you steam them in the microwave without water, because vegetables on their own have water. They have free water in them that the plants could release when they have heat, applied to them. So you could steam it. Or something else I do is I put them in the pot. I put them over a stove, on top of a stove. Then the heat, I make it medium. Then I fire it up. The the enclosed vacuum where it's steaming has a way of extracting the water
from the vegetables.
Yes, and makes it, palatable for me to eat. So if someone is, taking the steps, this healthy steps and teas, I don't think they need supplements. It depends on, like I said, it depends on your method of food preparation. It depends on your state of health. You're expecting, or if you want to get pregnant,
right?
Advised to take supplements to build up like your iron stores, your folic acid stores, just in case you're not eating well.
Right, and maybe for older people.
Yes, also for older people, as you're getting older. Then also it depends on the area you find yourself in. Let me take for instance, if you're in an area where you cannot access milk,
yes,
to build your calcium level, then maybe you could take a calcium supplement. Or you're lactose intolerant and you can take milk, or maybe you have a milk allergy, then I could tell someone to take, calcium supplement, because at that state, your body can tolerate the main source of calcium, the main food source of calcium. So taking it, so it all depends.
It all depends, right? But once you only know that you need a supplement, then this is just my opinion, going to a doctor, right? You can't just assume that you need iron or calcium or whatever. You probably need to have some blood work done. Do you recommend that before you just start taking? Well, for pregnant women, I just think you need to take vitamins, and older people. But for someone like us, you probably need to go to the doctor, get some blood work done, and then they can tell you what you're lacking that you can make up either in your nutrition or with a supplement.
Yes, you're so right about that. Before you shift in, I wanted to say, before you make some decisions, it's always good to work with a certified health, professional, visit the doctor, like you said, do some blood work, then know what
vitamins or nutrients or whatever.
What vitamins and nutrients you might need to like top up on. Then when you get such results, don't just go into the store and get any supplement or vitamin. No, because I don't know if we know this, but in America, supplements are not regulated, so people could just bottle up anything and sell on the shelves. So sometimes I would advise people work with a health professional, a certified nutritionist, a registered dietitian. They would guide you on what decisions to make. Because if you go and take something that you have no idea about, it might be causing more harm.
Yeah.
And
that's a very good point. I appreciate a lot of people don't know in the States. You and I can bottle up some whatever, slap a label on it, sell it, and say we're selling iron when it's full of nothing but water. The FDA have no regulations over this stuff. For you to just go into GNC or whatever, I'm gonna get protein. It says 100. You do not know that.
No.
Before you make these choices.
No, it's not regulated. So that's why it's good to work with, the professionals I mentioned. They will guide you. A very good one work with a professional that is knowledgeable, that knows his or her onions. They will guide you on the ones, because although they are not regulated, but there are ways to know the very good.
That's right. And these physicians are, a health professional. They have done this before with other people, and they know what works, and they probably work with scientists who actually can back up whatever medication they're promoting out there. So just do your research. Don't just go out there and willy-nilly take whatever you want to take, because you could be doing more harm to your body. One more question, which I always like to ask all my guests, and this will be our last question. Mental health. How does nutrition and mental health come together? If I am someone who may struggle with anxiety and depression, stress and so forth, can nutrition help me with that?
Yes, it can, in two ways. So maybe because I'm doing my PhD or because I'm a researcher, I always love using papers of science to back up my...
Really? That's what we need to do.
My speech.
Don't listen to the random guys. Science is key. I love it.
So there's a paper that was recently published in JAMA, Journal of, I think, American, but JAMA, I can't remember the full meaning of the acronym. So it says that poor sleep, poor health habits could lead to weight gain.
Poor health habit.
Yeah, poor sleep habits, sorry.
Poor sleep habit, yes.
Yeah, like people who don't sleep, who don't meet the recommended hours of sleep could experience weight gain. And the reason is because they gave so many reasons, but one of the reasons that I picked up was when you don't get enough sleep during the day, you're clumsy, you're tired, and the only way for you to keep moving and pushing through is to find something to put in your mouth to keep you awake. Am I bringing this in this mental topic? Because sleep has to do with your mental health. If you don't sleep and if you don't rest well, your brain is fatigued, your body is fatigued. Any little thing could just agitate you because you're tired. You won't have like proper mental coordination. So it lead you to overeat in order to like comfort yourself or satisfy yourself. Then on the other hand of, on the second phase or the other phase of why I said food or nutrition is important in mental health, there are certain foods that can help you relax. There can certain foods that can calm you down, that releases, they call them neurotransmitters in your body that would help you relax. Take, for instance, legumes, beans. When you eat them, the body has a way of secreting like serotonin that would help you like relax and even sleep. Growing up, they always tell you not to eat beans in the morning before you go to school, because that is true, because after eating beans, you have a way of, feeling sleepy.
Right.
Yes. Even though there's a porridge you eat back home, just like grits, it's made with corn, we call it pap. That has a way of making you sleep. And it's because of the neurotransmitters that the body and that food makes the body release. So food could help you relax mentally. Food could also make you gain weight, but it's not, you're gaining weight is because you're not relaxed mentally.
Right.
We have to find a way to like relax mentally so that the food we eat would be beneficial to us, harm us. So like I gave an example, beans could help you relax. So in summary, let me just summarize myself in order not to beat around the bush. When you're mentally okay, you will eat healthy, and there's some foods that can help you stay mentally okay. But when you're not mentally stable, maybe due to poor sleep, or maybe due to work stress, or maybe due to other issues, that you might not even want to share with somebody, most times people comfort themselves with food. And sometimes the foods we comfort ourselves with might not be so healthy for us to eat for a prolonged time. Nutrition plays a role in both ways. A good nutrition could help you relax in a mental state. Yeah. A bad nutrition could make you unrelaxed, even when you're in a bad mental state.
Right. So just, in summing up, nutrition is the basis of overall health and overall fitness.
In summary, nutrition is the center of the body's is the center of the body's function. For your body to function well, you need to like eat well.
That's it.
Well, my mantra would always be no starvation. Don't starve yourself. If you're starving yourself, I feel you're punishing yourself. Don't starve yourself. Eat, but eat well. Now, how would you eat well? You would ask yourself, how would you eat well? I would always tell people, consult a professional to help you. Consult a certified nutritionist, consult a registered dietitian to help you. If they help you, they could help you become more accountable. But if you're doing it on your own, you might get bored.
Right.
You get tired. You might even get frustrated because there's so many informations out there. And it's so overwhelming. So if you're listening to this podcast, thank you for listening. And it's never too late. Like, I have an Instagram page, Barrett No. My name is Nutrient Doctor. And what I wrote today was I think I said, do it now. No, do your best. That was what I wrote today. Do your best. Your best. Growing up, there was this rhyme, good, better, best. I shall never rest until my good is better and my better is best. So if you put your best at work, put your best in your relationship, put your best in your family, then why don't you put your best in your health?
Yep, that is true.
Health is wealth.
Yep.
If you work so hard to get money and you're not investing in your health, that money you're making, you would one day use it to treat your health.
It's true.
And you might not be happy because, probably if you're supposed to spend it on something more important to you, or you consider it important to you, then you're spending it on your health. And money spent on health is very expensive.
Yep.
We always say that prevention is better than
cure. Yeah.
That's doing your best now. Take those preventive measures. Develop a healthy relationship with food, like me. Go outside, get up and move. It's also important. Then leave the rest. As a Christian, I do my best and leave the rest to God, and watch life unfold itself.
Yep, amazing. And that's just a great way. I don't have to do a wrap up. You just wrap this podcast up, girl. I love it, love it, love it so much. You guys hear her. I mean, she is the soon-to-be doctor. I'm a certified nutritionist. She's going to be a doctor. So proud of you, sister girl. Rock it on. I mean, you guys, this is just a wealth of information that soon-to-be Dr. Okoli is giving to us. I mean, she's studying this stuff, right? Science is key. That's my opinion. Don't listen to Joe Schmo on YouTube and Instagram or whatever. And that's okay to do that. But as long as we can back it up with the evidence, those are the people that you want to listen to. Like Chisom, right? She has the scientific evidence to back this stuff up, right?
Yes, I also want to chip something. Right now, my specialization is in early child nutrition. And I want to also urge parents out there, while you're trying to make improvements in your health through nutrition and fitness, involve your children.
Oh my God, girl. You're giving
habits
right now.
Oh, because the habits you lay as a foundation for them would germinate, get watered, and bear fruits in their adult life. Leave out your kids and expect that when they grow up, they will figure it out. Fine, they might figure it out, but they might figure it out late. They might figure it out early. That would be a bonus for you. If they figure it out late,
it's your job to take them down the right path, right? It's your responsibility as a mother for that young infant that you have to teach them the right way. So when they become an adult, they don't have to struggle with figuring it out. It's already in their minds, right?
Yes. So please, I always advocate, like I said, currently I'm nursing. I'm a first-time mom, but I've already made up my mind that I'm going to lay that foundation for my son. Because I do my best with my friends around me. Like sometimes if I'm going for a friend's occasion, I'll be like, do you have vegetables in your house? In your menu, and everybody laughs, but I sending a message across. So I'm hoping to send that message or help my son understand that message as well. So mothers, fathers, it's not just the mother's responsibility. The fathers get involved also. Lay the foundation for your kids. Help them develop a healthy relationship with food. Help them know that, fruits and vegetables are important for them to eat. Help them know that whole grains, that, whole wheat bread is not a bad bread. Sometimes people look at whole wheat bread like, oh, it's not sweet. It's sweet. Picture you paint in your mind. Help them know that brown rice is not bad. It's as tasty as white rice. It's just the picture you paint in your mind. That quinoa, and, the list goes on and on. So I just remember this. Please, let's lay foundation for our kids so that when they grow, or as they are growing, it would also save us money without having to doctor
bills.
Yes, when it comes with dental caries and the rest of it.
Yep. So tell us, where can we find you? We are recording this for YouTube. I don't think you're active on YouTube, but we will be posting this over on YouTube so people can see your faces as we have this conversation in your beautiful smile. But where on social media can we find you? You and I know each other from Instagram, the power of social media. So tell us where you are.
Okay, so on social media, I'm on Instagram. My page is Nutrient Doctor. On Facebook, I have a page, Nutrient Doctor. Then I have a page with my name, Chisom, it's a medical Okoli. I'll send it to Barrett so that she could post, Then I have a blog, www.nutrientdoctor.com, where I write a lot of stuff. Like my 2 latest posts has been on carbohydrate and protein, and I'm currently writing a post, like I said, on the Mediterranean diet and also on how to balance your plant protein in order for the body to make use of it well. So you could find me there. You could send me a private message if you want me to write about anything or talk about anything, and I'll gladly do that. My life has been sold to nutrition, and I'm happy to be an ambassador, even though I'm not paid to be one.
Right, but the pay will come eventually.
Oh yes, I'm just joking. Yeah, so I'm just happy to do that because that's helped me in the long run, and I don't regret studying it.
Awesome. So I will link for YouTube. I will link all your information in the description below, and I will put it in the notes for our podcast. So you guys reach out to her on Instagram, on Facebook. Check out her blog, you guys, www.nutrientdoctor.com. She's a wealth of information over there. She will respond to you. Reach out to her if you have any questions about nutrition, about diet, about supplementation, vegetarianism, whatever you need to know, reach out to her. So proud of you. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been a great pleasure.
Oh, thank you for having me. And, I think people should be lucky that they have a podcast where this kind of things are being discussed about, because knowledge is power.
It is.
It's power.
That's it.
I like to hear this kind of things because it keeps me going. It keeps me going in the sense that even when I want to backslide, to tell you the truth, I'm not perfect. No, sometimes the bad cravings come, and I attend to them. But when I hear this kind of podcast, I have a way of telling myself, oh, I think I can get back on track. It's really important for me to keep going. So I'm happy that you have me here.
Thank you so very much. Thanks to those of you who follow me on Facebook and on Instagram and on YouTube. If you haven't listened to this podcast before, go subscribe, you guys. It's available anywhere podcast is available. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, on my blog at barrett.fitness, wherever. Just go check us out. Thank you so much, soon to be Dr. Okoli.
You're making me blush.
I'm so proud of you, girl. Until next time, you guys, thank you so much for joining us. Dr. Soon to be Okoli and we are out.
Well, thank you. Bye, everyone.